Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 2024-2025 season preview. I know the season has started in inverted commas with the MTN 8.
It's a pre-season cup.
Yeah, but like we just thought, you know what? Let's wait for the beginning of the Betway Premiership, and because I honestly don't feel like the league has started if we haven't played a league game.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like for me, like the season kicks off with a league game. So yeah, man, we just thought also let's wait it out and see what happens in the transfer window and what type of movements are happening, so that we can at least react to them. You know what I mean? I'm here with Neo. It's Kensane. It's Sundowns fan vlog. Where do we even start, Humulem? Do we touch on the MTN 8?
How about the change in technical team and coach? But I think we did do an episode on
Yes.
the farewell of Coach Rulani.
Yeah.
And obviously we have now a bit of perspective. Even though the club hasn't said formally that Coach Mangoba is the head coach, but it seems like he's the guy in charge.
Yeah, for me, I think he's an interim coach. That's how I view him, because if the club hasn't said anything, but also they had said Coach Mangoba will be in charge for pre-season, and I don't even remember what that statement said, but they did say he will take over like for pre-season and whatnot. So yeah, man. Obviously, out of the MTN 8, a lot of people are looking at it that it's a competition that we always struggle in. And also, I think the mixed reactions from us as the supporters is the fact that Coach Mangoba talked the big game before the MTN 8 kicked off, you know. But also, you don't expect the coach to come and say, hey, guys, we'll see. You know what I mean? Like, every coach thinks we're going to do well. And, so got booted out of the MTN 8, and there's just been a lot of talks among supporters that why are we judging Coach Mangoba by the MTN 8? Why don't we judge Coach Mangoba on the league? Obviously, it's expected for us to do well in the league, but it's not a given that we will do well. And I think my biggest gripe is how we are playing. We even said it on the reviews that we don't recognize the team, and a lot of people commented on the previous episodes saying I'm one of the people who wanted Coach Rulani out. That's one of the craziest things. Whether you don't read the comments, never read the comments. I think people misunderstood what I said. Kombombela, ka review ya Nedbank Cup final.
Yeah,
I said, if people feel that what Coach Rulani did is not enough, they are Sundowns supporters. They deserve to be heard.
Yeah.
So maybe let Coach Rulani step aside, and then let whoever they think can do better than what Coach Rulani has done come in, and let's judge him based on what based off of what Coach Rulani did. That person must come in and do better. You see, my preference is Coach Rulani staying. Was Coach Rulani staying? So what a lot of people in the comments misunderstood is the part that I said, if people feel
unhappy,
they feel unhappy and they feel like what Coach Rulani has done is not enough, then Ahutlemutu who will do better, and then let's see. And so far, it's not, because as much as Coach Rulani lost the MTN 8 to Pirates, he got to the final. I think I said it, Gary. You
must play the final.
You must get to the final to lose the final. And at least he got there. We didn't get there.
He got to 3 last season.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then now, another thing that I've been seeing is that people are saying we've won 1 trophy. All of a sudden, AFL is Sabadiu. And I'm like, it's actually crazy to me, because had we lost the AFL, he was going to be judged on it. But now that we've won it, people feel like it's not enough. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to address that because most comments people saying, Kent, you're one of the people who wanted the coach out. And I'm like, how is that even possible? Like people must
You must show them your colloque.
Because some will say, but we Coach Rulani, this and that, when are you always thinking? But in the comments, some are saying, but I guess people who sometimes are on the comments are not the people who are on Twitter, so we must give them that grace. That's why I felt like I had to address it because these are the people who religiously watch Masanda on a fan vlog. So I needed to address that.
I want to speak, but it's like a broad thing that I'm speaking about.
We have time.
So I've learned to filter opinion, and it's because I've been observant since the beginning of this year. The same people who had a problem with
Coach
Coach Rulani are the same people who had a problem with Coach Pito. The same people who, when things were not going as smoothly with Coach Pito, we're still winning, still winning the league, still putting the KPI on the table. We were not, we're against Coach Pito. The co-coaches come, co-coaches, I think, do slightly better than Coach Pito was doing towards the end of his term. Obviously, except the last season where, because we mustn't forget, or before that we were winning one trophy a season. And then we won the treble, and then
sorry to cut you off, but the context is that we were winning one trophy a season, but we are getting in the knockout stages of the Champions League.
Yes.
We are playing more games than everyone else, so there's context to that.
There's context, 100%. And which, for me, still, Coach Peter was meeting the KPI.
Yes.
The co-coaches, Coach Rulani and Coach Mangoba, were meeting the KPI. I didn't see the coaching change. Coach Mangoba to Coach Rulani. At the time, I didn't see it deemed necessary. Coach Rulani came in, he did better. The same people, after getting to 3 finals in one season, they started saying at the end of his first tenure, the diamond was good, but it doesn't produce results in knockout competitions.
It might not even win the Champions League. It's too naive.
Yeah, it's too naive. That's what they were saying. And then Coach Rulani comes with a system where it's more pragmatic, where you give away 0 chances. He used to say 0 chances, and then they call it the toothless chameleon, right? The same group, and kids, I want you. It's the same group of people. This is the same group of people.
But it's not even a minority. It's below a minority because it's just a few people on Twitter.
Exactly.
It's not the same.
But the thing about it is that once I'm a Sundowns supporter and I talk not so good about Sundowns, I'll get reaction from Sundowns supporters. I'll get endorsement from opposition fans. So even it's people who are, but it's just endorsement from opposition supporters, right? So the point I'm trying to make, those same people now are the ones that are saying we must bring back Coach Pito.
But they didn't want him then.
So that's why I'm saying now I have learned to filter opinion because I feel I've come to realize that as a fan base we are, and it's not just us as a fan base, actually, as South Africans, we are results based. We are not, we're not in it for a long game. We're not in it for. We had a generational coach. Coach Rulani is a once in a generational coach, and we gave it up because we thought he lost the Champions League. He lost 2 cup finals to Pirates, and we were not going to have that. And I did say earlier in the year, I think it was after Mbombela or after Esperance, it's going to get to a point where we give up our soul. And when I mean soul, I mean shoe shine and piano.
And just what, that Oizy boy, when Champions League time comes, even not just even Champions League time, for the past 32 years now, we were in a position here where a loss was not even a thought we entertained. We'd come to a stadium, hoping for a win and thinking, a draw is going to be the worst result. You know what I mean? Oliver, the way when I felt we were going to win the Champions League, when we were knocked out by Wydad, we hadn't lost the game. Do you know what I mean? We didn't lose the game
in the Champions
League season. Like, we just lost goal rule. You know what I mean? So when you look at that and you look at this past this past season, wabona hore, we were not ourselves in the semi-final tie against Esperance. Because in the first leg, we didn't have our full lineup. We didn't play our strongest lineup. If you think about it, we didn't play our strongest lineup. And then what happened in the stadium, second leg, will have to be, it's something that we will read about in books in the future, or we'll watch in documentaries, because to me, that was not Coach Rulane's Sundowns team. It wasn't Coach Rulane's Sundowns team. Shika starts on the bench. There were just too many things. And if you look at even,
back three, it seems like back three.
You know what I mean? It didn't look like, and then I will stand on top of the mountain and say, I feel like the sporting director meddled with that team. And I will not fear anyone. Because I feel like that team didn't have soul. That team was not a Sundowns team. Team the way we looked and the way we played, it didn't look like our team. I honestly don't believe that was our Sundowns team. Like, it didn't feel like a Champions League game. That's why did you feel heartbreak? Yes, that elimination one. Like, did it feel the same as the one year with that?
No, it didn't.
Exactly. It was a bit more palatable because you were like, something went wrong here. You know what I mean? Kaela, you were like, it was that own goal, it was this, it was that. Kaela, you really felt it, like it hit me. It hit me like at my core.
Yeah.
The previous one, boy, I don't want to lie to you. I just, boy, I felt numb. I had too many questions. So when you look at that and you look at what was reported that led to Coach Rulane's departure, was the fact that the sporting director was meddling with his wanted to take full control of the transfers and whatnot. I mean, obviously, every elite team, no coach comes in and does everything. Aliwan. And it's not even unique to us, because even look at a team like Liverpool. I'll make an example of Liverpool because I support that team. You could see there was a breakdown in relationship between Michael Edwards and Klopp. Even the words he mentioned, Hazamaya, he said, I've run out of, what did he say? I've run out of energy or something like that. So, obviously, there's clashes with like sporting directors and the coaches. But when you look at both sides, they have their own reasons why they do what they do. But in this team, I made a joke on Twitter the other day, but like when you look at it, boy, fundamentally, I don't think a sporting director, someone must educate me, because this is my own opinion. We don't represent anyone's thoughts. We must actually put a disclaimer. So let's have a podcast and chill. You know, because when you look at it, Homolemo, you don't see the Modelia sporting director is not unique to Sundowns. It's a global thing.
Yeah.
But where in the world do you see a sporting director in a change room or all over the place? Like, where do you see a sporting director sitting on the bench before the game? You know what I mean? So, I think there's a lot of just interference. And for me, when I look at it, I'm like, we've had sporting directors, Coach Pete. I think we're 3 or 2, ne? There was Aleshenko, but before Aleshenko, there was someone.
Yeah.
I forgot who that person is. Those guys played so far from the team.
Yeah.
And when you look at Coach Pito's tenure, it's nothing short of success. We won the Champions League. We won the trophies that we won. Coach Pizzo won a domestic treble twice.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean?
The other one is actually a continental one because it was the Telkom, the Champions League.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So he won 2 trebles, a domestic one and a continental one. And at the height of us winning that, we had the sporting director, but they played so far from the team. He insulated his team from the sporting director. The sporting directors were forced to oversee and everything. I don't see Fleming as involved in the ladies' team, in the under-15s. Of course, he goes and he makes appearances and whatnot, like with the DC. But he's not as involved as he is here in the first team.
And I think the sporting director have a vision for the future. So most of his attention, I think.
And Amara, if you look at how we are moving now, we are signing. Obviously, I like the model. There's things that I like that are connected to the sporting directors, but I don't like the fundamental things. For one, clearly his vision is for Sundowns to sign the best young talent there is.
Yeah.
So if there's like a very good young talent, South African talent, overseas, but we are signing, for example, Tashrik Matthews, Kobamelo Kodisa. But also, that model is not really proven how it works. You know what I mean? So now, you wonder, okay, are we only going to sign South Americans and the best South African talent playing overseas, Ribuse High and whatnot?
Stellenbosch.
And you know what I mean? So there's things that are questionable. And when you speak, people say, and I think social media has ruined things because now you can't have an opinion that people don't interpret as agenda. You know what I mean? I never said anything to Alishanko because Alishanko was just there. That guy didn't sleep in the team hotel. That's for one. He was never involved with the video sessions at Coach Pito.
At the final, yeah, Telkom. He was sleeping in a different hotel.
And it was not just for the final. Yeah. Every time he was just not that close to it. But Fleming Beck is just too close to the team. And then you can't say and a lot of people I think my views ka Fleming are influenced by proximity to Coach Rulan. It's not. It's really not. I asked the question. Remember we were there when Fleming was announced as our sporting director?
Yeah.
I asked the question to the chairman. I like the direction the team is taking, our rebel sporting director and whatnot. But why, like, the model we are using Sundowns is not broken, so what are we fixing? And he made the reasons he made, the chairman. And I have to take them. But there was nothing in it. So I had to give him the benefit of the doubt. But as time goes, I can see who I man. It seems as if he's interested in coaching this team, in my view, because of the things that he does and how he's just way too involved in just the men's first team. Like, he's not as involved in the other. And for me, the sporting director has to the holistic approach.
Organization.
Yeah. You know, take care of the footballing side. But now, if you look at the way we are playing right now in the MTN 8, we don't know how we are going to play in the league, in the Champions League. You look at what is happening and how we are playing. We don't look ourselves because, for example, like the team now, they don't or they're not allowed to make 2-meter passes because we are moving away from a possession-based style of play. We are looking
to be more direct.
Yeah, and just go quicker in the final third, even though we don't have direction the way we're doing it. You know what I mean? So I think it's just not a suitable. It's not a suitable model of playing for Sundowns. You know what I mean? And then now I don't mind people coming with new ideas and whatnot. Of course, we have to keep moving and be innovative. But if we are moving away from ourselves, like, we don't look like ourselves.
Hence what I said. Are we going to give up our soul for chasing this trophy? And if it comes, na personally, I don't think I'll enjoy it. Champions League, but with the journey we've had, this competition and the club, I think if we give up our soul and we end up, because Champions League is flukeable, Kent. Like I'll say to you now, was it? Can I winning? With that girl, like,
Which season?
when did we win the Champions
yeah.
League? The last season.
They won it ka Walid, the guy who coaches Morocco now. I think it was 2021.
No,
Yeah, some of them.
2021 was Al Ali Jachis. I think they won
Yeah.
2022.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say to you, Gore, you can fluke get into the Champions League final, right?
Yeah.
And
Like how Chiefs did it.
I wanted to say it, right? But do you? The Champions League is the Champions League. I don't want to sound like saying I won't be happy Sundowns to win the Champions League, but it won't be as satisfying if we give up our soul. For me, I'll be happy, obviously, like as a supporter, but it doesn't satisfy as much if we give up who we are just for the one trophy. Because I feel like us giving up who we are, like I felt like we're doing now in the 3 MTN 8 games that we played, like relinquishing control to Polokwane City and Stellenbosch. Relinquishing control. And yeah, as I said, like I did, I think one of the 3 reviews, I don't like how we are playing. But if because I hear you saying, Hore, Flaming Beck might have a bigger influence on what's happening on the pitch now, but nah, coach Mango. And I'm going to attribute what's happening on the field
To him.
If that's how he wants to play, I really hope it works for him, because Sundowns, I don't think they'll be very happy.
How do you hope it works for him? Let's say we continue playing the way we are playing, and then we win something.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm speaking for myself. No. I've supported this team for, how old am I now? 37. I've supported this team for 32 years of my life. I know the demands. I'm not saying I know more than anyone. No. There's people who supported Sundowns the year I was born. Boskomo. He started supporting in 87.
Yeah.
Sundowns supporters, Banyaku Winaka style. It's not only, Coach Roland kept saying it, at Sundowns, it's not only winning, but it's also how you win. Coach Pizzo said it clear. It's how you win. Go Sundowns. And Gordon Neil Tovey in league, but he left. What Gordon isn't. Like, because why did Coach Mangoba get demoted? 2022.
And I actually,
I was reading the statement on the weekend.
On my way driving here, I was thinking about it, Gary.
Yeah.
That statement said because performances are not satisfactory.
Exactly. So do you think these performances are satisfactory?
Apparently.
If that was not satisfactory, is this satisfactory?
Apparently.
And another thing, when I said in the review when we played Stellenbosch, Kere, I'm not going to be leniently Coach Mangoba because he's been here before. Coach Mangoba has been here for 11 years now. So I'm not going to be lenient on a coach who's been here for over a decade. Kere, I'll give him time. Time for what? Because he's been here. He's been here through area coach Pizzo. He's been here as a co-head coach. He's been here now.
As a senior coach.
You know what I mean? And now people want to speak, okay, now we're against Coach Mangoba. But Coach Mangoba, why was he demoted in the first place? This is the same person who was demoted. And he was made a second assistant coach to Coach Rulan. A first assistant coach to Coach Rulan. It's the same person who was demoted. So you can't tell me who a person who was demoted 2 years ago. I'm all for giving people grace, because let me give you an example here, a conversation. There's people who will say, whenever Coach Pito is mentioned for Bafana Coach, but no, he failed. And I'm like, you want to tell me when he failed, in inverted commas, 2012, from 2012 to now, there hasn't been a difference here, Coach Pito. He hasn't evolved, he hasn't grown and whatnot.
He won the biggest trophy in the continent.
Exactly.
3 times.
And promoted one of the biggest teams in Saudi Arabia. You know what I mean? So now, but with Coach Mangoba, the reason why I can't say Kere, Leon, I'm going to give him the same grace, because he's been in the same place now. So, and also the way he spoke before we started playing, particularly Pitch Set podcast,
Robert Marawa's on Robert Marawa's show, go 947 with Marawa. He spoke about how we're going to play faster, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. Don't get me wrong, Sundowns is still creating chances. We were unlucky to not win the first leg against the Stellenbosch guys. We were unlucky. I think we hit the crossbar 4 times in that game. We hit the post. Second leg go Moses Mabida a lot of times. We are creating chances. Mohong, you can also even blame players like Peter, like should have buried at least 2 chances. Should have had 2 goals in the first leg and the second leg, but it just didn't go our way. So, but overall, the way we are playing is not enough. It's not pleasing to me, the way Dlangate. And I will not change my stance. My stance is Coach Mangoba must show me the difference now. But so far, it's a negative on his report card if he finishes the season, because Coach Rulani got us to empty net final when our Fitlisa. We've played 3 games without scoring a single goal.
In 90 minutes.
Yeah, but also still own goal.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't score the goal ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So a Sundowns team, we can't put the stats because and say like statistic. Okay, you can't put retrieve that. Put, but the fact is that we didn't convert those chances and we didn't win those games. So now, all of a sudden, because it's Coach Mangoba, some people, players are not playing for the coach. We are questioning that's professional integrity. That's
the most ridiculous argument ever.
If these players now, since Coach Pizzo left from Baba Fitling 2020, because the core of our team is people who arrived post Coach Pizzo. The only players who are playing now are Coach Pizzo, Kim Shish, Kim Musa Libusa, Dennis when he's playing sometimes.
Yeah.
And that's it, like Bobless, but they haven't cemented the place since 2020-21 season where we were playing the diamond.
The diamond, yeah.
You know what I mean? So now, you can say to me, Hore, when it's Coach Rulani, you blame him. But now when it's Coach Mangoba, you question integrity of the players. These players for the past 4 years have been training to play one way. You can expect them, Hore. However, like when we are changing our style of play, in the space of 8 weeks, we've changed how we do things normally. And you think
it's
easy for them to change who they are. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like for them to just change who they are now, and it just clicks.
Yeah.
And then when that doesn't happen, you say they don't want to play for Coach Mangoba. They don't want to do this.
Body language, the player, the simple 5-meter pass. You know, when you're having a day, actually, when you have a day when you have no clue what you're doing, where you are going, where you're not clued up about your plan, right? Even the smallest of thing can go wrong. Even the thing that you can do in your sleep goes wrong. And it's I'll never question integrity football.
Never ever. I'm sorry.
I'll never question integrity football.
And we're not saying this because our player power doesn't exist. There exists the player power.
Yeah, 100%.
Players have gotten managers as big as Jose Mourinho fired. We've read of those things and we've heard of those things. So we're not saying it doesn't happen, but it's unfair on these guys. It's unfair on these guys. I don't want to lie to you. It's unfair on these guys. And let me tell you something, Humlimo, that I was thinking about. And I wanted to make an example for this preview of the season. Kiri, if you were, for example, look at a person like Grant Kekana. He's now a senior player in this team, correct? Because he was the unbelt. He was the unbelt sometimes. Like, for example, look at, let's say, Ule Grant is, because he's in almost the same, he's actually in the same predicament as Sheik. So now, let's say you bring in players like Bo Tashrik, who has played in the system we feel is the Sundowns system when Coach Rulani was here. You look at Bo Tashrik, you look at Boma Ben, Abontando. Boma Ben and Abontando, they idolize Tembazwana. Bokeshas, they idolize Tembazwana. When you are here, and you are 22, 24, and you see Temba at 35, Astra, with his stature that he has, helped lead Bafana to bronze medal at AFCON. That stature is high Sundowns. The amount of games where he is on the goal tally, we are now talking about Temba as top 3 Sundowns best players of all
all
time.
time.
So when these guys, Babona Temba scraping for a 1-year deal, and then Coach Mangova sits there at a press conference and says, senior players have to be kept on their toes. I didn't like that statement, personally.
Same.
I didn't like it. So when these boys hear the coach say that about Temba Zwane, I said it the other time, no one is immortal. No one will play for this team forever. Guys, things end. Remember, look at Temba is going to be the same thing, but Temba is still at his best. Temba is the one player you will use as an example to a South African player. This is how you carry yourself.
Yeah.
Longevity high. So now when you do this to him, and like about the coach, Abulela Hore, senior players have to be kept on their toes. Like Temba has to work for maybe another year for your contract. So now you are saying to these guys, in 5 years' time, this is how I'm going to treat you.
Yeah.
In 4 years' time, bless her, this is how I'm going to treat you. So how do you think these players want this thing? Because these guys, but
Not only like they formed like a brotherhood, right?
Yeah,
like, it's
exactly.
But also like, I mean, this is in preview.
Yeah.
But
these things have to be talked about.
yeah. It doesn't make sense to give Temba Zwane a 1-year contract when there's a World Cup next year also. Why don't you give Temba Zwane a contract until June 2026?
No, but coach said it doesn't mean it may not get renewed.
No.
No. I'm saying let's give them the benefit of the doubt more. But now, when you come out and say what Coach Mangova has said, when that message goes down to everyone, Palatemba is the captain of the team. Whole level is Temba and be counted amongst the greats of this club. I can still be treated that way. So you expect these boys to be motivated, but like, yeah, we are gonna fight for everything here. Because what's the use? You can win them all. Temba has won everything you can win. Everything. The Champions League, multiple league titles and whatnot.
Everything.
But it's still not enough for you to command respect in that manner. Because another thing is that we haven't heard what's Temba's opinion about what Coach Mangova has said. We haven't heard. And chances are we'll never ever hear it. Because of how this guy carries himself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now those are my grabs. And it's okay if people feel like, Bonaya, they support Sundowns, they support the badge, they do gang. Reina to have this platform and voice out our opinions. Because everyone is entitled to their opinion, I guess. So if people feel like what we are saying, we are going against the badge, then it's a funny thing to say.
It's a very funny thing to say because we feel like my opinions are not against the badge, but are against decisions the people who work for this club are making.
And I hope a lot of the people who work for this club might not be supporting this club.
And not even supporting, might not even be in it for the good of this club, because they, at the end of the day,
and you are not invested the same.
Exactly.
Small long always say who invested Exactly. So these are things that I feel like these are the things we should say on this platform, because we can't come on this platform and be afraid to voice our opinions, guys. Because at the end of the day, no one pays for us to go to the stadium. We pay our own money. No one gives us free merchandise. We pay for our jerseys. Well, whatever you're wearing, you paid for it.
You paid for it.
They didn't have to do that. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the thing is that we literally have nothing to lose. Given someone Sundowns must bring these guys, call these guys to order. I'm like, they don't pay our salaries. On
the day they called me to order,
they would have to pay you.
No, it was the day I go and filtered. Like, I think so now. As the day I go and filtered.
Yeah, but yeah, anyway, what are your expectations for this season?
I won't lie. There's a degree of uncertainty. Post, and I think I felt the same way after Coach Pitso. where we got knocked out of the MTN 8 by Celtic.
Oh, yeah.
And then, by the time we played our first league game, which was against Chiefs, Rabajile 3-0.
Yeah.
You know, and I think also maybe there's a kind of last season silver lining.
Yeah.
Because we got knocked out of MTN 8 August, and then we only played the league game. I think no, it wasn't even August, because August we were playing the previous season. We got knocked out of and then there was a month break, I think, and then we only started the league a bit later. Chiefs 3-0.
Yeah.
Go FNB.
Yeah.
Look, I'm uncertain. And uncertainty if we try to a degree that says with the football, you really crucial control that gives high XG to the opposition. I'm uncertain about defense here title. For the first time, I'm going. Okay, for the first time, obviously, 2020, never win a league, but never got the same amount of certainty. Hore winner from 2021 going forward, right? Yeah, I'm uncertain, Kens.
You're uncertain.
I'm uncertain of what the future holds holds for us and looks like, and yeah, gray areas in. Gray areas in.
Yeah, and now, into the season, obviously I'm not as confident. Yeah, like we will, if we continue playing the way we're playing, I'm 100% sure. Let me look. Sundowns playing 15 teams twice for 9 months. I feel like we will win most of those games more than anyone. We will win more games than anyone. So I feel like we can still win the league, because as much as the coaching and how we are playing can be what it is or what we've seen in the MTN 8, you still have the players now. You still have the players. You still have the same players, and muscle memory will kick in. When we are trailing, how we are playing. When we are chasing the game, how we are playing. But that's my biggest problem. Any team that's trailing now always looks better. I won't buy the thing. Castellan Bosch second half we look better. We look better because we are trailing. The team that scores is the one that has the pressure. That's just how it's an unwritten rule in football. The team that scores has the most pressure. And because in the internet we were not starting Tambazwane, like Hatzenaga second half, we look like a different team. You know what I mean? The only thing I'm not sure if Tambazwane is a starter this season. Bonsoir. I'm not sure if Tambazwane is a starter.
I don't see how he
fits into this 4-3-3.
Also into the speed of the game. The Tambazwane was I guess.
Yeah.
I say it's not him. He's a ball carrier.
Yeah.
He doesn't have it. It's not in his locker. I see how he passes. Our shape is too. It's too wide. It's too wide. Like like the bed here. Everyone saying like 2 meters past the bed.
Yeah.
And people are saying, obviously, if Ronan comes back, it's going to be better. Like you said, if somebody will Raselo, it's an instruction. I don't think Jody plays those passes because he can't play the short pass. No, I think instruction that he must,
so
play out of the build-up zone.
Yeah. So to be honest, like I'm like in most ways, because the uncertainty, and I said I will judge Coach Rulane Champions League, because I feel like I will judge him the Champions League. I think I have a broader statement in my head, but I'm saying no. I'm trying to give you an example. You're only as good as your last best performance, Coach Pitso won the Champions League. So that's the standard.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I really obsessed with the Champions League. Ne? So now I had said, I will only elevate Coach Rulani how we win the Champions League. But how we were winning the league, how we were playing, Sundowns has never played the way it played under Coach Rulani in the Champions League away. Away game in you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in terms of like hierarchy at the coach, I was gonna elevate Coach Rulani how much it's a Champions League Coach Pitso. But Coach Rulani, 50 points to Coach Pitso. In the league, no one comes close to the record high in the league. No coach.
Yeah.
Because he surpassed the best that Coach Pitso did. So I'm saying this to say, this is a disclaimer for the season. I'm going to judge Coach Mangoba ka standards se Coach Rulani setile.
Yeah.
That's why I get to me like you are only as good as your last best performance. So far, this season, get doy. Because Coach Rulani officially go MTN8 final. So unless Coach Mangoba officially finally calling Black Label Cup, calling
Nedbank Cup,
Nedbank Cup final,
semi-final at Champions League.
Semi-final at Champions, he must do better. Final. I get Coach Rulani officially team. I got officially go Coach Rulani officially team, and then you tell me there's a reason why Coach Rulani is a male. So once officially at least finally calling Black Label Cup, officially finally MTN8. Who win a league? You might not have to match the points, but win the league. Champions League, you must get to the final. That will be better than when Coach Rulani is done. So if you don't do that,
what happens if we win the Carling Black Label Cup? We win the league. We get knocked out of the semi-final of the Champions League again,
and then
we win the Nedbank Cup.
And then the AFL,
we get to the final.
And not win it?
Yeah.
I win. You must win it.
The standard is very high.
But that's just how it is, Mumlim.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
Because if the previous coach got sacked for winning the AFL league and getting to 2 other finals, then the standards are very, very high.
Exactly.
And I had a conversation with two friends of mine the day after Coach Rulani announcements was made. Do you know what the club has done for the next coach? Do you know the amount of pressure that's on the next coach? Because we just let go of a coach that has made it to 3 finals in one season, has won the AFL and the league by record points.
And won the league, won 29 games unbeaten.
In the league.
In the league, in one season.
Exactly. And also there was the 54 games in the over the 2 campaigns that were unbeaten. I know there are people like Kadekman Kitseling, Druza, who say the record say the fruitless.
They mean nothing.
Now, to me, I beg to differ. And yeah, I don't want to dwell and on the past. Like, I think it's time to move forward, and we're in a new season, and I don't want to dwell on the Takale, but it's a very high standard that the club has set for the next for Coach Mangoba, who's in this position.
And it will be difficult for us to remain quiet if the standard drops.
Yeah.
And someone will have to account for it. Then why did Coach Rulani leave here?
Yeah.
Why did he leave?
No, but I feel like, you know what I feel like? I love Coach Mangoba. Coach Mangoba has been a loyal, servant to the club for 10, 11 years. But I feel like if Coach Mangoba's tenure at Sundowns is not a success, then the sporting director has to go. Because it's on him now. 3 coaching changes. And we are not where... we are, supposed to be, then the sporting director has to give way.
But the NFL? No, they all have to give way.
No, ground,
Yeah.
no, ground. I agree. If Coach Mangoba's tenure doesn't go well, and I'm not saying I want it to or it will be. I'm not making any prediction. I am saying, if Coach Mangoba's tenure doesn't go well, obviously they will let him go, but the sporting director has to follow.
Like, even if Coach Mangoba's tenure, I really hope it goes well. Because I believe Coach Mangoba is someone who, he's been here for a long time now.
Yeah.
He's been here for a long time. And these players also have been here for a while.
Yeah.
So it's easy for them to get on the same page. They are not, abana period there's no honeymoon period there. They know each other. But I believe if we just lose our identity and who we are, I feel like we're into a very tough period as Sundowns, as a club, because I don't believe Sundowns is just about like winning the trophy and just taking up trophies and whatnot. I believe Sundowns has to play a particular way, and it's not like we're talking about something we don't have a reference of.
Yeah.
We've played a particular way and won trophies before. So now my question is, why are we changing it? Why are we changing it? I'm giving everyone the benefit of the doubt for this season. And yeah, because I believe, in a way, there's a room for Lukisa Dilo. There's a room for Lukisa Dilo, but I am not lenient and I'm not giving space for any error. I'm not.
Yeah.
So it means we must be almost perfect. Sundowns can be a team. Because now we can't say we are in a rebuilding. What are we rebuilding if we just won the league almost unbeaten and whatnot? Thinking we should just be continuing. Like there must be
continuity.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So yeah, that's how I view this thing. I'm hoping when we play Mbabane this weekend, we will see we'll see a better performance. I'm hoping when we play Super Sport, we'll see a better performance than what we saw in the M108. That's all I'm hoping for.
Speaking about the fixtures, you want to speak about the first 5 fixtures and that fifth game. Sundowns.
Yeah, 28th September.
Yeah.
That's why I'm hoping for a better performance on Saturday, Tuesday, and the next games, so that by the time we get to that game, we are a bit more confident. We are looking like ourselves, because Sundowns supporters were like,
yeah, you don't lose to Chiefs.
We don't know how to lose to Chiefs and Pirates because we lose our heads. You know what I mean?
Me, not so much Pirates, but Chiefs.
Yeah, Chiefs definitely.
Yeah,
Chiefs are the old enemy.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I really hope we turn things around, and after international break, when the players come back, I hope I'm really hoping on Saturday and Tuesday we look out like ourselves. That's all I will say.
Yeah.
That's all I will say.
And we are going into our first league game against a Gavin Hunt, who might be also licking his lips, saying,
he has a lot of injuries.
Hey.
Yeah, Hunty, but has always been a stubborn customer for us.
Also, him licking his lips for the season, saying, hey, I might give this thing a shot because there's a coaching change at Sundowns. Chiefs has been dead for a while. They just changed coaches.
Pirates never look good in the league.
Pirates doesn't get to 60 points. So Sundowns, Stellenbosch, and Pirates, and Skukune have African commitments. Let me start up on a flyer. So you're playing an old fox, and a wise old fox who has won 3 league titles.
4.
No, in a row.
Oh,
in a row.
Yeah.
And he has won overall, you know.
Yeah.
So that's where the uncertainty also stems from. But guys, your opinion, and I might be sitting here watching this in 3 months and laughing at myself.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Mara,
Because if you don't look back at every 6 months of your life and don't get embarrassed by certain things, then you're not growing. If you are still convinced the things you believed in like a year ago, it means there's something wrong going. Yeah. So now, to be honest with you, I really hope we find ourselves again, because I don't think, Jorge, there was really a reason for us to change our personality as drastically as we look like we might be changing it. There was really no reason for that. So I hope we find ourselves and we continue dominating this league.
Can I ask you two questions that I don't want to answer myself?
Yeah.
What do you think of the addition of Roman Falls to the technical team?
I don't think it's. I think it's a downgrade. I honestly don't think Roman Falls can offer better than what we have or what we had in this team. I know hopefully do this and that. I honestly don't think there's anything better that he can offer to this team. It's a downgrade for me. Last season, come in yet. Even though I went back and said, hey, Mendita can give us something, but where is he now?
Yeah.
What did I say about Safranco? What's your second question?
What do you think of our signings?
I'm excited because signing Kodisang. He looked good when he came on Stellenbosch. I've always liked Kodisang. Kodisang was one of our best performers in the previous Olympics for the under-23s. And he was, I think first game he played off the bench, and I think he started the second game. I'm excited for Kodisang. I don't want to lie to you. I'm excited for Keegan Johannes. Who else did we sign? Salas, I'm still not sure. I haven't seen enough. I still need to see more.
Saavedra's back.
I'm not really sure because Saavedra, I remember that performance against Almarek in the Champions League. Remember it?
I think it was Al Hilal.
No.
Korastenbeck.
No, Almarek when we played them in Egypt. He really looked so good in that game. He had a monster first half. Yeah.
I think the Al Hilal one was his first ever Sundowns game.
Yeah, he looked good, but now the one against Almarek was the one that really made me feel we have something here. Yeah. So Tiwani, I've never. I don't want to lie to you. I've never watched that boy. The Tiwani signing, I really hope it's on Alea Zukum Tunyalo, because there were signings that just came out of nothing, came out of nowhere. And Zuko has looked good. The left back Tiwani. I've never watched that boy. I don't know, but I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful.
Yeah. Kalagama. Ronan is the only one that's a starter that's missing from the team right now, no?
Yeah.
Abu, so we can have our full team back.
Yeah. I think at full strength now we win a lot of games at full strength.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just not convinced.
The way we are playing.
The way we are playing, I'm not convinced. I would have to be convinced. And not just the results, but performance in Pontsehore. No, we are playing well. That's it.
Any last things you want to touch on?
No, I didn't really need to vent, but like it's things that I've looked at and I said, I think that the main thing for me is the issue they are flaming back. Nah, I won't stop. I won't stop saying. If I'm not satisfied, I'll never stop talking about it. Yeah, because I think now, like, I'm seeing as like an anti-flaming back propaganda machine or agenda machine.
No, you're not the only one.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
also seen as the same.
Yeah.
But it's because I've never also hid my dislike for some of his decisions.
Yeah.
As the sporting or technical director or
Yeah.
what his position is.
Yeah.
I don't hide. I've likened him to Jerry Krause before because that's what I think he is, and yeah.
No,
I don't have a personal problem with him.
Yeah.
I have a problem with decisions.
And also, it can be personal because we
I don't know
we
him.
know each other personally.
Exactly. I don't even know him as a person.
Yeah, you see. So now my thing is now when we played the the Diamond Yamatomo with the co-coaching,
Co-coaching.
we look good. When we played the Diamond with Coach Rulani, we look good. Coach Rulani changed the formation from the Diamond to what we played last season. I still don't know what that formation is. But we never lost our soul. We never
there's
lost
no
who we
formation.
are. Exactly, you see. So now, I don't have a problem with us changing formations, but how we look because of the change of formation or the change of, not even just the change of formation, I don't have a problem with that, but just how we are playing. Bo Marcelo don't look like themselves, and people are saying they don't want to play for the coach, but we are just too far apart. And then now, like, even we don't, sometimes we are known for our pressing. We don't even look like that Sundowns team. Like, we don't press the way we used to press. Tebza is isolated as a 6. Marcelo is isolated as an 8.
And I feel like we didn't talk enough football in this preview. But I was just thinking to myself the other day, Gary, like we went from giving 0 chances away
Yeah.
to now
Extending
Stellenbosch,
SG,
Stellenbosch having 3 chances in the first 30 minutes of
Yeah.
the second leg. Gary, this is crazy.
Yeah.
This is madness.
Our
This is-
midfield is just, it has so many holes. Like, it has so many gaps that any wise coach can poke those loopholes. So let's see Humulimo. I don't have much to say, but let's see. I'm looking forward to a new season. I'm looking forward to what this season has for us, in store for us, and what we can do. With the uncertainty, but there's still excitement of season at home.
Yeah.
So let's kick off 2024-25 season with a bang against Mbabane, against Supersport, and let's build on that and let's look like ourselves again.
Yeah. Maybe we might be here mid-season review with Coach Mango. Who knows?
We'll see. But I obviously, if he does well, I think he will finish the season. But I have a strong feeling Coach Mangowa might not finish the season if we continue playing the way we are playing. Because clearly, 2022 it wasn't enough, and I feel like 2022 we were even playing better than what we're playing now.
Way better.
Yeah. So if things stay the same, I'm not sure. But I'm supporting him, but I'm not lenient with him.
Okay,
We'll see you guys.
Go ahead.
We'll see you guys on Saturday. We're back on Saturday for the Champions League, and then we kick off the season on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So see you guys. Let's see. Sharp.
Cheers, guys.